when you've modeled something like this, as long as it's made out of sheets that are perpendicular to each other, all the same thickness, then you can use the laser cut interlocking workbench to make press fit joints between them. It's an add-on. You go into Tools and Add-on Manager and search for LC interlocking. Here's a description of what it can do, what are the tools, and some videos to get started. Let's go over to, wait a minute. First we have to separate the pieces. They are all joined together because this is a single extrude and that is a single extrude. Okay, so let's select the sides, go into the little arrow here at the Make Compound button and Explode Compound. And then the shelves, Explode Compound here in the Part Workbench. Now we have two folders and the parts are, or the bodies are separate. Okay, now we can use the laser cut interlocking workbench to make slots, which is their word for the finger joints that we use so much in Fab Labs. So let's select each part and click Add Parts. The other side, Add Parts, the back, Add Parts, Add Parts, Add Parts, Add Parts, and then we have to adjust them. Some settings. The thickness comes in automatically. The thickness tolerance, this makes the hole a bit taller or thicker than the actual thickness of the material. We don't want that. So let's make these two 0, and our laser diameter is 0.2. Yours might be different. This is a crucial parameter to know to make press fit joints. So let's make these settings the same for every part. And then we need to add, we need to tell the program which surfaces have joints, where we want the joints to be. And you don't have to select, like in this joint, you don't have to select the surface on this part and that part. Just select the surface on the edge of this one. So let's do that. Let's select the back and press spacebar to hide it. And so let's select this edge here, or you know, this face here, and add faces. And this one, and the shelves. Oh, if you select the whole part accidentally, you just click again, and then you've selected only the face. Add faces, add faces, add faces. Then we have selected all the faces for the back. Now we need the sides. So let's hide this side, select it and press spacebar. And remember to rotate by holding the scroll button, zoom by scrolling. Select this face, add faces, and that one, add faces, and this one, add faces. And then let's make the other side disappear with spacebar and add faces like that. And then we need to adjust a few things for these faces, not many things. For all the faces, you need to, no, I think it's just for the two sides that we need to adjust things. So the sides have only one face selected. So in my case, it's these two, and this face I want the number of tabs to be 3, and press OK, and then we have our complete shelf. So there's one tab on each side except for these tall ones. And you can play around with this, especially if you make it a different size. So now we have in this multi-join folder here, which you can open with this little triangle symbol, we have these parts with the name tab added to them, and we can export this to a laser cutter. So let's select the top part and hold Shift and select the one on the bottom to select all of them, and press export, and the Workbench flattens out the parts for us and projects them into a bunch of 2D line drawings, which are here. These are the ones that we can export for laser cutting. So let's select the top, Shape 2D View, hold Shift and select the bottom, Shape 2D View to select all of them, and go into Menu, File and Export, and let's select flattened SVG, because SVG is the format that Inkscape uses, and that's the program we're going to use to finish this for laser cutting. Save. Then we can save this flattened export shape as well. It can be, we can call it just export shape.FreeCAD, and then save our shelf as well. And then open up Inkscape, and we only need to do a little bit of editing. Let's open this up. Export shape.svg. There it is. If you have an epilogue laser like we do, like most labs have in Iceland, you do this. Select all the shapes, go into Object, Fill and Stroke to adjust the lines a little bit. You have 3 tabs. The Fill tab, you just press X, we don't want any fill. The Stroke Paint, press Flat Color and make the lines red, like this. It has to go up to 255, that's the maximum. And Stroke Style, select millimeters as the units, and the lines need to be 0.02 millimeters. That's kind of the secret code to tell the laser cutter that it should cut these lines. And then you can save this as an Inkscape SVG file, but the laser cutter wants a PDF file. So go into File, Save a Copy, and under File Type, select, instead of Inkscape SVG, which is the default, select PDF. This may look a little bit different in your operating system. I'm using Linux, but you should have this option to select the type of file you want to save, and it can have the same name as your SVG file. Save. This resolution for rasterization we usually keep at 600, and press OK. Then you're ready to make your shelf.